Hi students, today I will teach you colonial administration. First we will see the early administrative structure. The conquest of India by the British was complete by 1856. Their main intention was only profit making. People's welfare in India was never their concern. The British Parliament enacted various acts from time to time in order to regulate the authority of various officials of the East India Company. First we will see the Regulating Act of 1773. The Regulating Act of 1773 was an act of the Parliament of Great Britain intended to override the management of the East India Company's rule in India. And next come the Pitt's India Act 1784. The East India Company Act, also known as the Pitt's Indian Act 1784, it was an act of the Parliament of Great Britain intended to address the shortcomings of the Regulating Act of 1773 by bringing the East India Company's rule in India under the control of the British government. Actually, the Regulating Act was failed, and to regulate the activities of the East India Company, this act was started. Next come Charter Act. Charter Act was the 1813 charter ended the monopoly of the East India Company and threw open Indian trade to all British merchants. The Charter Act of 1833 was passed in the British Parliament, which renewed the East India Company's charter for another 20 years. Next, we will see the pillars of British administration. The British established four main pillars on which British administration stood: civil service, army, police and the judiciary. Now we will see this post one by one. Civil service. Lord Cornwallis was the founder of civil service in India. He separated the commercial and revenue branches of administration. Next, the Charter of 1853 introduced the system of open competition through exams. Actually, initially, only the people nominated by the directors of the company could enter in the civil service, but later in Charter Act of 1853 it was introduced that everybody could give in the competition. Next come army. Indian sepoys formed the bulk of the company's army. The company's army, which was small in number, grew with British territorial expansion. The company sepoys were trained in the use of the latest arms. The success of the company is in establishing its hold over Indian rulers, encouraged more recruit in the army. Next come police. Maintain law and order. The British felt is needed, and regular police force was under Lord Cornwallis. That the police force became strong and meticulous. In 1791, a superintendent of police for Calcutta was appointed, and the city were placed under the charge of kotwals. Darogas were in charge of thanas or subdivision of the district. The hereditary village policeman became the chowkidar. Like in the army, here too only the British officials were eligible for higher post. Next comes judiciary. In India, people used to follow law based on local customs and traditions before the British took over the rule of India. With the coming of British administration, the judiciary also came along to ensure that the laws were being followed. In 1793, the Bengal Regulation was introduced, where some of the old tradition and customs of both Hindus and Muslims alike were written down in the form of law. It was during the time of Warren Hastings and Lord Cornwallis that the judicial system was given a proper shape. Next come the discrimination against Indians. One noticeable common feature of the colonial administration structure was the absence of Indians from responsible office. The field of their employment was narrowed to subordinate positions such as daroga, chowkidar and sepoys. This was mainly because the British were convinced that an administration based on British ideas, institutions and practices could be firmly established only by the Englishmen. So in this lesson we have seen that the establishment of four main pillars by the British were in the higher post. Only the British get the post but not the Indians. Okay, thank you.